Hey, rock stars, we are back. Welcome back to another episode of Point of View, where we break down the stories everyone is talking about. Coming up tonight, Tyra Banks is suing Netflix, y'all, for a defamation lawsuit after the release of the America's Next Top Model documentary, and the people have a lot to say about this one. Plus, more topics and conversations you won't want to miss. So let's talk about it. You're watching Point of View. Who besties? Tyra Banks says the audience never got the full story, okay? And now she's suing Netflix for defamation, claiming producers took hours of footage where she accepted accountability, edited down to just 16 minutes, and used it to create a false narrative that painted a misleading picture of who she really is. Lord Jesus, besties, where y'all at?
Honey, listen, and in my point of view, okay, I think this is a little bit of a stretch for Tyra to be suing Netflix for defamation of character. I understand that, they've used all this content and recorded 3 hours of content and edited it down. Of course, they cannot use 3 hours of just Tyra Banks talking. But for Tyra Banks to say that this is misleading information about her that they're putting out, I find that to be interesting. Maybe a fraudulent statement, because the whole point of the documentary was not to go back to repair what Tyra had actually done on the show. And so Tyra herself showed us who she was on the show. Now, if you're saying, and now you're at a different point in your life and you take accountability now, that's a whole other thing, but that's not what the documentary was about. So realistically, they did their job. I feel like we saw this as well with Warner Brothers and Chris Brown. He tried to sue them for $500 million, also for defamation after his lawsuit. His documentary came out, right? And it was thrown out. So I'm interested to see how it's going to play out for Tyra.
Ooh.
I think that at the end of the day, Tyra is trying to do damage control.
Of course.
Let's call it what it is. We already know who Tyra Banks is. Was it Miss J? Miss J, right? Did Miss J not talk about it after the fact when it wasn't a part of the documentary of who Tyra really is? And she didn't take accountability even then. It took her years to even say, man, I probably should have been a better friend to you. So at this point, we already know who you are. We saw who you are by just the people around you. What they say, show me your friends and I'll show you who you are.
Oh, okay.
And then to say, just like you said with the incident with Miss J and Tyra, where Tyra said that I should have been a good friend, and then up until a year later, Miss J was asked, did Tyra reach out? No. So why do you want to repair your image in our face when you don't even want to repair with the people that actually matter?
You know why she want to repair her image?
Exactly.
Who doesn't?
Exactly.
But the thing is, like now, and you're saying that they created this false narrative and this, that, and third, but now you're discrediting the people that you actually affected and, tormented, and all of their trauma that they relived to tell their story of what actually happened to them. Now you're like, oh, none of that happened, but it did.
Okay, so I may be going to the same place as you guys, but I don't think I'm in the same car because I'm looking at it from a different perspective. I'm looking at it from the perspective of every day we sit at this table and we each have certain clips of us that go out in the media. And I mean, my comments are insane, right? And sometimes it's never really in the direction of care for us. But we know at this table, we get out of here and we laugh together, we smile together. But if the public is to say it, sometimes we hate each other, we don't like one another, and there's so much commotion going on around that. But that's what they see, and they can only perceive us in one way. So to me, perception is not always reality. Perception is what you make it. So I can understand when something is about you primarily, and you're like, wait a minute, I get it. This part may be true, but maybe not this part. So I can agree with being someone that is talked about as much to say, hey, I want a little more say-so in how I'm being portrayed, because that directly affects me. Tyra Banks' ice cream shop was actually affected, and people and customers were going to her shop literally cursing her out and telling her like they hated her and they didn't want to shop with her anymore at her ice cream shop. So a lot of times we just have a duty as people in media to really be responsible with our words and be responsible with the media that we're covering, because it can affect people's livelihood. So that's where I'm at with it. Crystal, what's going on?
So I watch a lot of People's Court, right? Shout out to Judge Million, okay? Because I've learned a lot of law watching that. What I've learned is defamation of character. The only way that you can prove it is to say that what they said was not true.
Yep.
The wording came from the horse's mouth. So you cannot sue for defamation if you were the person that said it and all they did was chop it up and put it where they want it. Defamation doesn't say I can't chop it up.
Right.
It just has to say that what I said about you was not true. I didn't say anything about you as Netflix. You said about you. You made that about yourself. And they decided to put it in however they put it. But you don't have that control, just like you claim you didn't have that control on America's Next Top Model in the same documentary that you're suing about.
Well, I digress. I yield. I yield. We don't keep it alone, besties. After weeks of backlash, celebrity makeup artist Patrick Ta, Lord Jesus, he's finally addressing the controversy surrounding his transition blush line. He's now apologizing to Painted by Esther, the creator of the viral technique many believe he tried to take the credit for. Oh, Jesus. I got a lot to say, but I'll let you guys take it away, besties. Where we at with it?
It's about time. We a month late at this point.
And $1 short.
It means nothing. It's giving your blush wasn't selling. Let me apologize and do damage control so that we can get my stuff on the market and make sure that it's getting purchased.
So you think he only apologized because the public got involved and he didn't make any money?
Absolutely.
Money was looking funny.
And another reason, because when all of that happened, you know, Mac went and did a blush line with Painted by Esther. So boom, there's your, and then everybody was also going to, oh, let's support Juvia. And so now you got these two companies that are giving you a run for your money with your new product that you created. Why not do damage control? When that first came out and you were put on the chopping block, hey y'all, you know what? I was just doing this to da-da-da. This, I didn't make it up. It's just something that I saw and that I decided to do. I just maybe have a bigger name so it looked like anything. But doing it a month later does not give that it's genuine, whether it is or not.
Okay, where we at?
I'm definitely in agreement with that. I feel like at the end of the day, just like you said, this kind of correlates to the previous topic with the Tyra Banks situation and her ice cream shop being affected. It's the same thing going on with Patrick Ta, and he had the opportunity. I don't want to say that, you know, his apology means nothing because we all should be open to forgiveness. I just do not believe that it truly is genuine. I feel like you said, he's seen what Mac is doing with Esther right now, the same with Juvia's Place, and I was at one point considering you know, buying more things from Patrick Ta, but it's over and done with now, and I feel like this apology is not going to change that for me. But so many times we see that Black creators are robbed, and he probably stood on the fact that he felt like no one was coming to our defense, and all of the people, regardless of color, rallied behind Esther and supported her. And so shout out to Painted by Esther.
And let's just say, Patrick Ta, your prices were too high, baby. That's your problem. That's your problem. You want to mark your price up at a price point where you think that you outlive celebrities at this point. Your makeup is more than Dior. Really? Come on. So when I went to go and I went into a specific store and I said I wanted to do blush because my trusty co-host here said that I need to put more blush on. Shout out to Natalia.
Join the blush club.
Now she said I need to highlight my cheekbones, so I do. But either way, right? I went into the store to go search for this blush, and when I saw the price point, I am a Cancer at heart, and baby, that price point did not say friendly, so I turned my back and went the other way. Because me personally, your technique did not sell me. And then the price point even made it worse. So your product didn't sell because, one, they marked you up way too high, and two, your guilty conscience
Sister girl, how much was the blush? Let the people know.
Baby, when I got done, the girl said $76.
Wait,
I hope you left it on the... Who picked it up? Did y'all not hear me say that I am a
getting the
Cancer?
blush and what else? The brush too?
Right.
No,
Did it
baby.
come with all set?
It was like it was all these little, they make it look so pretty. That's really all.
I bet.
And they were lined off and it looked like Dior, but it wasn't Dior, it was Shior. It was sitting there, right? And I'm looking and I'm like, when she told me the price, because you know the girls at the store, they try to make it sound like you're cheap when you tell. I looked at her and I said, baby, are you for real? She's like, yeah, I'm not wearing it right now, but I definitely, I'm going to. And I'm like, your paycheck can't afford it.
Listen, not when Juvia's Place is giving you a good
$12.
eight pack for $25. They knew blush kit is $25.
Sephora just came out with their 3-piece set with the same concept for $18 US. Okay, baby, and even that, my frugal Cancer self said 18.
Shout out to everybody but
Listen,
Patrick. Y'all get y'all some blush.
I'm gonna go a little deeper with this one, and I'll leave my 3 cents there. I am not a fan completely. I think a lot of businesses, specifically Asian businesses and Caucasian businesses, have underestimated the power of the dollar. Okay, so I'll start there. Secondly, yes, thank you for the apology, but you're a day late and $1 short. All right. Your apology is null and void. You've seen that you weren't making the money. You've seen that everybody called you out, and you waited to see the reflection of that, right? And the reflection is your customers were not happy. So I didn't like that part because I seen that he trademarked the word transitional blush. Why did you trademark it? Why did you try to hire Esther's team? So everything you did leading up until this was intentional. So you were intentionally trying to cross this black woman who was trying to make herself known in the industry. So afterwards saying that you support all these businesses and up and coming artists, please. Anywho, we're gonna move on. The next story is getting a lot of attention online. Oh, besties, it gets even crazier, okay? A father went viral after showing what his custody exchange looks like at a sheriff's safe exchange location. Lord, saying it's all about keeping the peace and staying involved in his child's life. And now he's encouraging other fathers to get a court order and protect their rights. I don't know, bestie. What we looking like?
So I can applaud him for giving out great information, because a lot of people don't know that these types of services are available, but they are not available everywhere. Please do not get this mixed up. One, yes, the Safe Exchange program does exist. Like in Florida, they have them, but they're only in very specific places because they have to have enough CCTV for this location. So they're not at every police department. So please do not believe that. Number two, whether you're a bitter baby mama or a bitter baby daddy, that court order sometimes means nothing. Okay? So safe exchange, and safe exchange, safe sex is probably the best part of this. Because at the end of the day, let's call it what it is. Even with a court order, there is a bitter baby mama who will go overboard no matter, I need to change his diaper. And you want to do all these things and act like you're just trying to be such an amazing mom when you're really just bitter. And then there's the dad too, okay? So safe exchange programs are existing, but just do better with, let's just say safe.
Okay, thank you so much.
You know, in an ideal world, I would love to see, you know, parents able to handle these matters amongst themselves, but we know that, you know, it's just a crazy time that we're living in. And so I have secondhand is the internet, right? Because I wasn't there for it.
That wasn't your situation.
Secondhand, one first. Secondhand. Okay, I have secondhand seen some child exchanges gone completely wrong. And so I think that, you know, unfortunately, this is a necessary tool, and I'm happy that, you know, a lot of people do have access to it. If you can navigate through the child support system, which is a trap for many people anyways. You know, I know plenty of young people going through it right now, trying to get ahead of the ball, but it's going to hit you in the back of the head.
And I'm with Crystal. I applaud him as well, because at the end of the day, if you're making children, you should be able to take care of them, regardless of which side that is. The thing is, and it bothers me because I know every situation is not ideal, but what gets me is that at the end of the day, your two parents and your child should come first. And I feel like you should be able to communicate, to be able to, like, you shouldn't have to have a liaison just to have your kid, who's going to pick them up, who's going to do this, like all of the day-to-day things. I know it happens, but at the same time, like, why are we not, we were adults enough to lay down and have the child. So let's put this together. Let's have a conversation. Let's work this out and see how we're going to do this and raise our child the best way that we can and put them first. And that does not happen enough. And that's like, it's sad, because it's like, what's the problem?
I understand completely. And I think my sentiments lie exactly where you said, Danielle. I would like to just encourage people to look at the insemination process, and let's not talk about something when it's already here, when it already has become an issue. I absolutely hate, and I have a strong loathing sensation when it comes to the term baby mama and baby daddy. Like, I don't like it at all. It's not something that I use. It's not something that I even allow people around me to use, because it's just a stigma that I do not like. I think we need to be more responsible with our decisions. We understand all the tropes that's surrounded by this. this, right? We know some people you can't even communicate with. So for this father to have to go to the extent where they got to get sheriffs involved, mind you, I don't believe in child support, so sue me, right? But if we have to get other parties involved just for us to communicate, to do for the betterment of our child, why the hell did I even allow you inside of me? Why the hell did I even allow you to enter my company? This is my safe haven. Me sharing this with you is almost all I have sometimes to give as a woman or a man. Value yourselves, men and women, please. Okay, because that's all I'm gonna say. Value yourself first.
You preaching today.
You know what's so funny though? When you really think about this specific topic, when we look at moms and we look at dads, what's Chloe's sister's name?
Holly.
Hallie. I want you to look at her situation in specific, and some people might agree, some people might not agree. But there are mothers and fathers out there that react the same way she did. Where I felt, and me personally, you made it into a dangerous situation. Oh, he's this and he's that. Not to say that he might not have had situations with you, but as a father, would I say that? Possibly no. But at the same time, you play damsel in distress when it's convenient and you use your child to do it.
Yeah.
And there are women and men out there that do this all the time, where we have to have situations like this. And unfortunately for a man in this world to get a court order, guess what comes with that? Child support.
Yeah.
And guess what comes with that? You start having hatred on one side and hatred on the other side because, like you said, you had to get a third party involved. And you guys couldn't be adults after you laid down together. And who suffers the most?
The child.
Your child.
Yeah.
And I've always been a firm believer, a child needs both their mother and their father.
Absolutely.
You cannot be a human being without both. If you have a choice, do it the right way.
Absolutely. I agree. But on the lighter note, y'all, that was a little heavy. But we got a better situation, hopefully, right? Speaking of fathers, another dad is going viral after saying a man called the police on him for taking his young daughters into a woman's restroom. I really can't believe this. At a gas station during a family road trip. You guys, take a look.
She is waiting to use the restroom with her mother, who is very ill.
Wash your hands.
And who is on oxygen.
It's okay. Some of them are just immature.
And he's refusing. He's taking his sweet time.
I have two girls washing their hands.
You let this lady, this woman is she's a woman. She can bring her daughters in here. She's a manager of the QT.
I'm their
You can
dad.
ask her. I understand. And you don't have any business bringing her into the women's bathroom.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Is where we at,
What's the male version of a Karen?
Bob.
That would
Is it
be
a Bob?
Is it a Bob?
It's a Bob.
A Robert?
Or Will.
I'ma still call him Karen.
The male Karen. That's what that is. And that's one of them things. First of all, mind your business. That people, they want to do all this stuff and make things an issue that aren't issues. And then you did all of that, and by the time he was out and you still following him in the store, your people still standing by the door and haven't gone to the bathroom who had to go so bad. Like, are those little girls, like, first of all, he was doing the right thing, so we commend you, father. You were doing the right thing.
Yes.
Why would you take your little girls into the men's bathroom?
Me personally, I have a young child who's 2, and all of my children, girls or boys. If I'm going to the bathroom, you're coming into the women's bathroom with me. Son, daughter, it doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
Then for him to say, the older gentleman, oh, why didn't you just let this lady? Sir, do you know that child trafficking is actually done by women just the same?
Yep.
They are kidnapped by women who are disguised as great moms and grandmas. It's the same. I'm not sending my child into a restroom by themselves. Second of all, sir, why are you in the bathroom? You're in the door with me. So tell me, where is there a problem that am I not understanding here? Because you're more of a perv than he is, if that's the case. You're standing in the doorway having a conversation about my children,
Right.
who I gave birth to. If I wanted to take them in the men's or women's bathroom, they belong to me.
Hello.
Oh, Lord. To me, it was just so disheartening to see the distress on the little girl's face. You know, I'm sure, you know, he doesn't understand, this guy that worked at the gas station, okay? First and foremost, that everyone is not used to toxicity. So this could very well be a situation which it seemed like from the distress that this young girl was under, because her father was not raising his voice, but she is just crying and wailing because she can feel the energy coming from the other man. Whereas the lady that worked at the gas station, because he said she was a manager, she had no problem at all. She was helping them get tissue and finish up and not rushing them and telling this father, hey, it's okay. It's just so sad to see how there's just so much time in a day, but as much as we complain that we don't have enough time, and we're looking to see where the time has gone, people are wasting it on things like this.
I do have a question. And Sunset, just 1 second. I want you guys to really think about this. Would you prefer to take your daughters into a male bathroom where there are urinals and men don't have to hide their parts?
No.
Whereas women, we have actual stalls because we do have parts that need to be hidden. Men slap each other on the butt. All right, bro, have a great day. They're not bothered. So I would like my 2 children to watch another man's private parts because it's an open session in a men's bathroom. This father did the right thing by taking his daughters into a women's restroom. It's private, and you're not looking at body parts that you don't want to expose your children to just yet.
Right. I completely agree with your take. Get out of my head. First of all, that's exactly where I
Come
was
on
going
now,
with
'cause
it.
it's
I'm
weird.
Like, do you think I was gonna bring my 2 daughters inside of a bathroom stall with other grown men? Like, we gotta start using the brain that God gave us in between our ears.
Please.
Like, for me, it was not just that. It was the distress of that little girl and seeing her just panic because so much commotion is going on. As humanity, we often talk about how it takes a village. And in this moment, all I keep thinking about is we say humanity is not there for one another. It takes a village to raise a child. But in a moment where we have opportunity to be a village, to show up for one another, we choose to be Karens. And I hate to say it, but before I saw the video, I knew it was some caucasity. I knew it was some mess because I don't know no other people that do that. I have been in airports where I've seen fathers, they literally act in distress, like they don't know whether to take their baby girl to the bathroom. White, black, mixed, all of it. I've seen all races. I have done this over 5 times in an airport where I say, hey, I'll take her for you and I'll bring her right back. Literally, they stand right there where you bring the people in because you know it's no doors in the airport. And I have walked little girls to the bathroom and take them out and them fathers look like they're about to cry. Okay, so it's so important for us to say in the time where we see each other in need, it's not a moment to see what's right or wrong. Oh, you have to go into this bathroom. It's a time to show your humanity and to show that you care about someone. Imagine, like you said, Crystal, a lot of times those human traffickers are women. So let's bring light to that. They utilize women because people are more malleable when it comes to women. They like, oh, it's just a woman. No, you got to protect yourself. And he did the right thing. He had to pick between 2 wrongs. He was wrong if he took him to the male's bathroom. He was wrong if he took him to the female's bathroom. And I think that father made the best choice.
And let's just commend him for staying calm in that situation because he could have took it there because it's about his kids. He could have absolutely taken it there with that guy, but then what was that going to do? Upset his children even more.
Yeah,
So
and risk their safety. So yeah, I'm definitely right here with you guys. And even when Sunset was just talking about just showing up collectively and individually to be a village for someone. I was scrolling on Facebook earlier, which I'm never on now. But sadly, I saw a young woman, young black woman. She was in distress, and the headline said that a woman goes live in distress right before she took her own life. And in the video, she was saying that she has no help. She's working double shifts, back to back, 2 jobs every single day. And she felt bad that her 12-year-old had to watch her 2-year-old so that she can work. And it's just so sad because in this time, I'm sure she's seen people, maybe had friends that would only want to brunch and club with her, that didn't show up for her in the capacity that she really needed. So just, piggybacking off what you said, if we have that opportunity to stand in the gap for someone, to be a village, to lend a helping hand, if it's combing their daughter's hair or watching them for an hour, saying, hey, I'm home on the weekend, my kids are over. Maybe you can't have my location, but if you want to bring the kids, bring the kids on over, whatever it takes, because we need support in these times, especially in this economy.
Absolutely. I love what you said about village, Tally. So I want to even add to that. There was a story about a woman and a man who went inside of a Walmart, I believe, and they were trying to get diapers. The police came, chased them down, and they shot the 1-year-old, and he died.
My God.
Yeah, so in those moments, all I could think about is sometimes being a human and living in humanity, meaning caring for one another, it doesn't always look like the right thing to do, right? It's not always black and white, like, okay, they were, stealing diapers because they were doing something they weren't supposed to do. But then I think about, why not think about the humanity here and say, why would a parent have to steal diapers, right, for their child, and then the police come and end up shooting the baby and the baby passes? Like, what does that say about where we are as a society? I don't know, guys. This is something that I want you guys to think about, besties. Sorry to leave it all harsh on you guys. But listen, that's a wrap for today's show. Thank you so much for tuning in, besties. Please come back and see us tomorrow. We got a lot to discover this week. All right, you can catch us here tomorrow, same time, same place, right here on Portrayal. Woo-hoo!